What is up, YouTube? Welcome to today's episode of me playing in Gilnor. Of course, this is going to be Bubba 908's Advanced Slayer Guide. So, if y'all want to learn how to, I don't know, work your way around some pretty fun Slayer, well, this is definitely the guide for you. Keep watching and stay tuned. Okay, first and foremost, one of the most annoying things about Slayer, from what I can tell, is you need quest points to block tasks, and if you want to go even further than what I have. So, let me put this into perspective for you. I have all my Grandmasters done. I have RFD done. You know what I mean? I actually spent a lot of time on a QuestScape series on, basically, I have a bunch of quests done. So, one thing, like I said, it's gonna suck about Slayer, you know, while you're bringing up quests and everything in a Slayer guide. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you see these right here? These are the minimum skill levels required for a quest point cape. So, I would actually recommend, this is gonna sound really weird, I would actually recommend going down the road and just getting all these stats and just start knocking out quests, you know what I mean? What I did was just get all the stats required for the quest point cape and just start, you know, knocking them down one by one. This, of course, is recipe for disaster right here. Why am I showing you guys this? I don't know, guys. Get acclimated to doing quests if you really want to get good at Slayer. So, you know, this is all the stuff you need for RFD, Desert Treasure 2, of course. This is probably the hardest Grandmaster in the game. You need all this stuff here. What else? Dragon Slayer 2. Not a bad quest. Really not that bad. You know, I'd probably recommend being like a level 100 combat for all of these. Well, which one is this? Monkey Madness 2. Oh, yeah, like I said. So, you know, I'm just kind of showing you guys this as part of the guide because I understand you want to get good at Slayer. Well, guess what? You're going to have to do some Grandmasters. Get a quest or two out of the way. Free up some... I know it sounds like a big ask, but do some Grandmasters to free up some space. If you really want to get good at Slayer, you will have free slots for these block tasks that you just do not want to do. Okay, another big thing I noticed about doing Slayer, of course, if you do what I told you to do earlier and you start your Quest Cape series like I did, you'll have some kind of a Slayer level. It'll probably be low, but I don't know, do whatever you got to do to get to that Slayer level. But once you're at a comfortable Slayer level, you got all these stats, you got a whole bunch of your quests done, you know what I mean? Got a whole bunch of Grandmasters. Like I said, you know, I don't have all of them done, but I do got quite a bit of quests done. You want something like this, believe me, you want to do Slayer comfortably, just go out there, bite the bullet, and do a bunch of quests. But anyways, let's look at some stats, actually. Me, comfortably, if I'm speaking comfortably, if I'm doing Slayer and I want to be comfortable, I'm at least 80 attack, strength, and defense. So, I don't know, I'd recommend just doing sand crabs. There's actually a method you could do, I'll show you guys. Okay, so first things first, teleport to Falador, head this way. I'm gonna teach you guys where the sand crabs are. Of course, I'm obviously cheating. I have all these, all my stats leveled up and everything, but this is in terms of context of lower level players. If you don't know what to do, basically you unlock, let's see, what you get obsidian armor at, okay, you get obsidian armor at level 60, so literally, I don't know, this is more for, like, once you have the obsidian armor, but if you guys don't know, what you basically do is you wear your berserker necklace, you wear full obsidian, and, you get, like, the Toxil Ack or whatever it is over here, and then you make your way on down to sand crabs. I'll show you guys where the sand crabs are if you guys don't know where they are. You can also use it you can also actually teleport to the Tithe Farm, but I'm just gonna show you guys in case your teleport's down. So you head on down this way. Let's see, where's Karamja? Or Pistorius, actually. Yeah, Port Pistorius. Alrighty, basically you run this way. Make your way all the way down here. Again, so for the noobs here, you're obviously going to be wearing, I don't know, your Berserker necklace, this and the Obsidian, but you'll probably have an Obsidian helmet or that Obsidian Anabi cape, you know what I mean? Alright, so I had to check the map. It's actually this way. Alright, so you head this way. You get your sand crab dudes way down here, so you're basically just going, what is this, north? You're basically just heading south. So, make your way right on through here. Like I said, you're literally just heading south down here. Okay, ignore all these precious fruit stalls here. Actually, a way to get your pickpocketing level up over here. This is still from the stalls. Alrighty, like I said, just keep making your way south over here. Yep, we were heading to this little patch of beach right here. Got the Tithe Farm music playing. Of course, I was trying to say you could teleport to the Tithe Farm. It's right over here, but I'm gonna save that teleport for another thing in the video I'm doing later. So, okay. Yep. These, my friends, are the sand crabs. Now, what you do is you take your divine potion and you literally just train like this. This is what you do. Yep. See how we're hitting 38s and stuff? So you need an obsidian helmet, an obsidian plate body, you need obsidian legs, you need the Toxtil Ack, and you need the Berserker necklace, basically. So, yeah, I don't know. This is what you do to get from level 60 to level 80. If you guys want to take a lazy route, there is another, there's a Nightmare Zone method, but, I don't know. This is really just, this is pretty plain and simple stuff. So, yeah, this is just one training method I would have for you guys if you want to try to get from level 60 to 80. What do you do from 60 to, like, from 1 to 60? I don't know. Just keep hitting these crabs, man. Like I said, basically you want to be, if you want to do Slayer comfortably and you want to get all the Grandmasters done and everything, you want to be level 80 attack, strike, and defense, like level 90 range, and I don't know, like 80 mage. So, I don't know, like, this is just one creative way to get from 60 to 80. Anyways, let's continue. Okay, once you're at a comfortable attack, strength, and defense level, I would highly recommend you be at least level 100 if you want to do Slayer. That's just me personally. Who's the Slayer Master? We've got, yeah, I don't know. You got the one in Shiloh Village, which I'm going to show you guys how to take advantage of the most here. So, yeah, I think this is Kuradel. So, I'm going to show you guys how to get the Kuradel very easily, actually. Okay, so if you are level 100, you want to do the Karamja Hard Diary. That basically gives you, whatchamacallit, it gives you these gloves that you can teleport to. It gives you the Karamja 3 gloves, basically. You can teleport to the gemstone mine and everything. I'll show you guys that right now. So yeah, it gives you these gloves right here. You see, you can just literally, what you want to do is you download RuneLite, swap left click for, like, you know, I have it on the gem mine, so I just left click. You go to the gem mine, basically, and then all of a sudden you notice you are here. You can actually just teleport and run up the stairs. You come right over this way. And, yeah, like I said, the Karamja, Hard Diary is a must-have if you want to do, Slayer the way I do it. Of course, you could do the Wilderness boss, but personally, I don't like doing Wilderness Slayer. Excuse me. I like to wear all my items, my top gear, and just do Slayer this way. See, and then you come over here, you talk to Kuradel. You can just, you know, you can do swap left click for assignment. You just left click him, he'll automatically give you an assignment. But yeah, no, believe me, if you want quick, easy Slayer tasks, do the Karamja hard diary. There's quite a bit of let's go back and look here. Yeah, I don't know. It's I wish it was still on RuneLite. Like once you do it, it's no longer available. But the yeah, the hard diaries right here. Yeah, so you need all these requirements and everything. So yeah, anyways, let's now once you have that done, let's continue. Okay, another vital thing you're gonna want for Slayer is actually the herb sack. You can get this as a Slayer reward, but I believe this is like 750 points at the Slayer task. Hold on, let's go check. Yeah, so you can see here, herb sack is 750 points. You don't want to do that. You actually want to go to the Tithe Farm. It's only 250 points at the Tithe Farm, so I'll show you guys how to do that in a minute. And also the rune pouch, if you guys see here, don't buy this. You could just buy a rune pouch. It's like a token or whatever on the GE. It's like a couple mil. So like I said, don't buy the herb sack or the rune pouch from the Slayer Master. Complete waste of points. You can buy this on the GE and you get this from the Tithe Farming. I'll show you guys how to do that now. Okay, so you can see you can buy the rune pouch for like 3.341 mil. That's not bad. Looks like he's actively trading for 2.758 mil. That, my friends, is how you get the rune pouch. Now let me show you how you get the herb sack. Okay, one of the most quintessential things we're gonna get from this Tithe Farm teleport here is the herb sack. Okay, so just teleport to the Tithe Farm. Alrighty, once you're here, this wonderful music is gonna play. Now you can actually talk to Farmer Gryseller over here. Now, I'm going to show you guys why you get the herb sack here. It's only 250 points at the Tithe Farm. If you guys don't know how to Tithe Farm, I will actually show you how to do that in this guide. So, yeah, keep watching. So, basically, if you guys don't know what Tithe Farming is, it's probably one of the lamest mini games in the whole game, but you can get a crazy amount of, you know, farming XP from this place. So, you need a minimum of level 34 farming to Tithe Farm. So once you have that, I have level 75 or 74 farming, so I can do the Logovano fruits, but you basically start with the Golovanova fruit, Bologano, all the way up. So I'm starting at the Logovano. I'll show you guys how to do these in an effective way here. So why don't we get these? We'll just grab, I don't know, like 1,000 seeds. We don't need that many seeds, but anyways. Alrighty. Here we go, fellas. Now, Tithe Farming. I actually have a Gryseller's can. If you don't have that, you actually get that from the reward shop in there for like 200 points. But anyways, fill up your, you usually bring like 8 watering cans. But anyways, so this is actually what you do right here. You just plant, and then you just water. Download a, you're going to want to download, whatchamacallit, like a Tithe Farming plugin like I have. You guys use RuneLite. It's actually very easy to download one of these. Only problem is you got to click, very click intensive, you know what I mean? So if you mess up the rhythm, it does mess everything up. But, yeah, I don't know. Just keep watching if you guys are curious. So basically what you do is you plant these 2 rows right here. And then eventually you make your way over here and you get the other guys over here. It's actually quite a, believe me, it's quite a process. I know what y'all are thinking. You're Tithe Farming for a SlayerGuide? Are you kidding me? Well, the reason why you do Tithe Farming is because A, the herb sack's cheaper, but B, also because the what was I gonna say? Well, because personally, I'm doing this guide to try and show you guys also how to try to pick up some drops and try to make some money and sell some herbs and some other stuff to get your money back on pots and everything. So personally, I bring a lot of health or prayer pots when I do Slayer. So one way to kind of pay maybe a little bit of the difference is to try and get a herb sack or something with you. Okay, so now actually, if you are tick perfect, you can do that one, but leave that one right there. Come over to this guy over here. You see that? If you are tick perfect, like I said, you do that one, but if you do it right, you do all these rows, and then you leave that one empty right there. So you see what I'm doing here? And then you literally just keep going down the row, get all your farming stuff. Just keep doing this and this. I'll show you guys how to do the full cycle. This might be a little bit boring, but yeah, I don't know. So this is basically how you power Tithe Farm. Real Tithe farmers know. Me personally, that if you leave this one empty, you can water this one quicker. Like I said, I have done it. If you're tick perfect, if you guys know what tick perfect means, you have to do every single one of these perfectly if you want to do that one. Like I said, if you're lazy like me, just leave this one empty and you'll be fine. So you just keep watering down the cycle like this. And also another thing to notice, when you turn these in, I believe you want to get about 98 of them at a time. It was like 100 or 98. You get more points if you do that. So yeah. Alrighty. Okay. Almost there. Yep. Alrighty. Just a little bit longer, fellas. Believe me, you just gotta watch the whole thing. You want an herb sack? Really, believe me, you can either do Slayer for hours or you can do this for an herb sack. Y'all thank me later. Alrighty. Okay, now what you're supposed to do is chop these guys out and replant. You just go down the row like that. Again, we got to get these really quick. So you want to do this until you have about 250 points. You get quite a bit. Like, believe me, if you do it like I'm doing here, it's actually a pretty steady influx of points. And I don't know, like I said, very click intensive. But for those of y'all who don't know how to Tithe Farm, you're literally just learning now. So I'm not going to continue doing this to like the 98. What is it? These Logomano fruits that I need, but. Like I said, if you do this, I think you want to have about 100 at a time before you deposit them into the sack over there. So again, it helps to have the Grycellar's can over here. You get this from the mini game. Alrighty, yep. Very click intensive, but. You know, like I said, you leave this one empty, you have a lot of room to play around with like other stuff. Just personally how I do this. I mean, simple beginners may even need to leave that one empty too. Oh man, can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? I'm a little bit off my clicking. I'm telling you, there's a way to do tithe farming, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so basically, why did you just watch all this? Well, you just got a complete cycle of how you tithe farm. See, like I said, leave this one empty, and bada bing, bada done. You can just about get that many. You get, what, 15 every time? You come over here, water this guy, and then, you know, it's the watering, the cycle. You see that? So yeah, you guys get the basis of what I'm telling you here. See, you can actually catch up on the watering cycles now. You just go down the row. Okay, well, that's enough for that. Okay, so basically what you do, get about 100 of these fruits at a time, then you come over to this sack. Let's imagine I have 100. You turn them in, and then eventually you get enough points to buy yourself an herb sack. Okay, so why did I just show you all that? Well, once you get 250 points, this is how you get your herb sack. This is going to be a vital part of your Slayer journey. This can hold up to 360 herbs. It's like 30 of each herb. Believe me, you're going to get a lot of herbs on the ground for certain mob drops. You're going to want one of these. And believe me, you either make your own pots with these or you sell them and you just, I don't know, pay for the per pots and the food and supplies. But anyways, that's how you get the herb sack. Okay, once you have all of that completed, believe me, once you have all of that done, your inventory should look something like this. Okay, so you're probably wondering what I have in this inventory. I'm just going to talk to you about a bunch of useful items. Like when I go out to Slayer Tags, I come fully prepared. So the Soul Bearer over here, actually funny story about that when we looked that up really quick. You can actually do a quick little mini quest and get the Soul Bearer, but you get like the damaged Soul Bearer and then you turn it into the Soul Bearer. Yeah, so very useful if you get any of these guys right here. You can actually you infuse the Soul Bearer with like I forgot what runes it is. It's yeah, you infuse it with blood runes and a soul rune. It's actually, the runes are cheaper than what the ensouled heads you get from this cost. So I don't know. Personally, I like bringing the soul bearer. This what you do is you pick up the ensouled head, you click the soul bearer on the head, and it banks it automatically. So I don't know. That's one way to me to kind of help pay for potions. If you guys are hurting for that. You of course got your herb sack. This can hold 360 herbs. Now, one thing I actually do, I have a gem bag. Don't do this, by the way. This is kind of an overachiever's guide on what you would call it, but on Slayer. But I don't know. I always notice there's a lot of gems on the ground. If I see a diamond, I like to pick them up. But you start running out of room. You know what I mean? I don't know. I did MLM for 3 days. I was there for 12 hours each day to get this stupid gem bag. So do not do what I did. Believe me, it's not worth it getting the gem bag, but I have one anyways. Gosh darn it. Okay, what else? A lunar staff. So these are actually very useful for whatchamacallit. I actually keep my rock teleports handy because I just teleport to rock, then come up to this fairy ring over here. You've of course got fairy rings all across the map here. Very useful if you're just moving around doing Slayer. Okay, what else we got here? We got a super restore, some Saurodominant brews. I use a lot of prayer pots, you know what I mean? So, and of course a cannon and the cannonballs. You got the Karamja 3 gloves. These are very useful, very useful. You just click these, teleport to Shallow Village, get a new task. But anyways, that's enough about the inventory. Why don't we talk about the items that we'll be wearing? Okay, so as you can see here, I was splurged. I got the runic treads, maxed those out. That was like 500 milliliter. But anyways, if you are asking me, the best way to do Slayer is this setup right here. You get the Inquisitor's Mace, you get this exact setup. Of course, you've got level 90 HP, you got the Rancor. Maybe you're a great player, you've got Infernal. Of course, I've got my baby little fire cape. But so basically do this, and then you train strength like this. And then if you want to train I don't know, how should I put this? Why don't we see a little video of this really quick in action? Alrighty, this is a little example of how you train your strength. So, personally, this setup right here, the Inquisitor's Mace, it's a 2.4 second. You just start smacking them. Place your cannon down. Of course, not all Slayer tasks you can put a cannon down. By the way, guys, so understand this is for specific Slayer tasks only. But yeah, this is just kind of what you do. Just put it in the middle of the thing, be obnoxious. Start smacking the crap out of these guys. Also, you're gonna want a Slayer helmet imbued. You don't want a black mask, by the way. So basically just keep doing Slayer until you get enough points to unlock the Slayer helmet. So you basically do the quest and you make it yourself. Yeah, I don't know. Like the Slayer helmet bead, it's really not that big of a deal. Not really worth touching on, but this is really how you're gonna want to do Slayer right here. Believe me, I tried the black mask. It's fun at early levels. Use the black mask, but whatchamacallit, for like when I'm at here, I don't know. I have the Slayer. Maybe it's Slayer helm. All right, another thing too, you're gonna want to do the King's Ransom to unlock piety, and you're gonna want to buy the I don't know, I'm pretty sure you it's like a scroll for augury and rigor. I don't know, piety, rigor, and augury. Oh my god. So this is how I do Slayer right here. Realistically, you have the cannon down. I don't know why I picked it up, but so you see how much harder we're hitting with piety and everything. This right here, oh, you burn through your Slayer pots, but oh man, how wonderful. It's just wonderful. Look at this. Smacking them down. Ooh, see, this is why we get the gem bag. See, we can pick that up, put that in our open gem bag over there. Alright, that's enough of... So, this to me is how you train strength in Slayer, alright? Just bring some overpowered stuff down to the Calcite pits or wherever you're at, and just start going to town. Anyways. Okay, so how you would train your attack and your defense while you're doing Slayer, you use this setup right here. Basically, you get an Abyssal Tentacle. You basically attach a Kraken Tentacle to an Abyssal Whip that gives it 10,000 uses. I don't know. It's personally, to me, it's not that much money. Of course, if you're a player who's well off, you buy bonds here and there shouldn't be a problem. So basically, these are the stats here. You can see the melee strength is just ridiculous for the whip. To me, there really is no better way to train attack and defense other than this setup right here. You got your base weapon speed. I like these 2.4 second weapon speeds. You get more hits off, and plus the Slayer helm in this outfit. It's just it's like ridiculous anyways. Okay. Yeah, let me go show you guys what I'm talking about here. Okay, again, we're wearing this. This is quite literally how you train your attack and defense. So, come on in here. Turn on your piety. See, you just start cracking these dudes. This is just defense, see? You just start cracking them. This is how you train your attack. So, let's put the cannon down. So realistically, what you want to do is something like this. Put your cannon down. Oh, by the way, you're probably wondering why there's a rune pouch with all those nature runes and fire runes in there. Well, basically, when you pick up, like, say you're doing, I don't know, you get like a rune kite shield or something. You can actually pick that up, and what you're supposed to do is high alch it, so then it turns into like a money stack. Coins are stackable, everything you're picking up isn't, so it's really just a matter of like making money over time. And I don't know, you can get basically it's magic XP is what I meant to say. So anyways, that's how you train your attack. And yeah, this is probably one of the best ways to train attack and defense while you're doing Slayer. Of course, I'm hitting zeros. But yeah. But yeah, anyways. So, train strength with the Inquisitor's Mace, do attack and defense with the whip here, and the setup I got here. Alrighty. So, another thing I actually missed is, I use a lot of plugins on RuneLite. How should I put this? If you guys are wondering, hold on, fire that. Okay, if you guys are wondering, these are actually all the plugins I use on RuneLite right here. I've had many when it comes to shortest path or what have you, all this stuff, but One plugin I actually like is Monster Stats for I don't know, Slayer. So we could type in Calfight Guardian here. It'll actually show you the stats of these Calfights, so you can see they've got magic, 50 magic defense. They've actually got pretty high slash defense, weak to crush, so that's why we're crushing these guys. Pretty high arrow, range defense and everything. Another plugin I actually like is Slayer Helper right here, so you can actually type in the Calfight right here, and this will tell you their locations. It'll actually show you, you can find the locations pretty easily. So you've got items needed, monster attributes, and all that stuff. You got, the Slayer Masters that do them. I don't know. Personally, that is also a very helpful plugin. Another thing you probably noticed, so you guys will notice I have my prayer indicator. If you guys don't know what those are, you actually set up a prayer indicator. You set up a prayer indicator over here. Hold on, I'll show you guys. See how it hit 26 and my screen went blue like that? That tells me I have to drink another prayer pot. I have actually I have level 77 prayer. So how you set your prayer indicators, download RuneLite and just go to indicator over here. Your prayer indicators. I can't remember if this is a plugin or not. Yeah, so you go here. I don't know. I've got mine set up a little bit differently. It was indicator or something. It's not that one. It's... Hold on. Prayer. Yeah, there we go. I think this is a plugin. I can't remember, but you guys can just check the plugins I've got downloaded. But so basically, I have all this indicated and highlighted. You can set these however you want, but this is basically the color I have when see how it flashes that color. That's because I have my settings set up like this. So set up your prayer indicators. Of course, I've got this under prayer. Again, my the plugins I have downloaded here. I can't remember which one it is, but I can't remember if that's a plugin or if that's naturally in RuneLite. Either way, just come to this thing right here. Just type in prayer or indicator or prayer indicator, you know what I mean? That basically tells you when to restore on prayer. Very, very useful, actually. You would not believe how much you run out of prayer, but yeah. I mean, this to me is doing Slayer, by the way. You know what I mean? You got all these pots, just chugging them, you know what I mean? And the pots and everything, they cost quite a bit of money. So anyways, those are just some useful tips and tricks in terms of plugins and prayer indicators, so be sure you have those on. Okay, so realistically, one thing I forgot is the price of prayer pots. Again, so I did forget the super combat potion. Your inventory should look something like this if you're doing it like I'm doing. So let's actually take into the consideration the price of pots here. So typically there are Slayer tasks where you need to bring 4 brews and 2 super restores, just so y'all know, but this is usually my usual setup. And so if you look here, maybe you got an anti-poison in there, you're looking at about 188k to like 200k for the cost of your pots and everything. So take this into consideration, especially when you have an herb pouch, a gem bag, and I don't know, maybe even your soul bearer. Start figuring out ways to pay for the pots, basically, is what I'm telling you. So of course, every lower level Slayer task, you're not gonna be able to pay for everything, but I know aberrant scepters, I could actually look those up for you guys. Aberrant. Are they not popping up? Yeah, here we go. Aberrant scepters, these guys. So I could actually, here, why don't we look at Yeah, so these dudes drop a crazy amount of herbs. Like, believe me, there are certain Slayer monsters that drop a crazy amount of herbs. You can actually make your money back on herbs if you have an herb sack, sometimes with the prayer pots. Like I said, taking potions and everything into consideration, that's definitely a big one. in terms of trying to pay for the pots and everything. But anyways, yeah, on to the next thing, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget that rune pouch, baby. You can actually pick up, like, really good stuff to high alch, by the way. You can, if you got the rune light plug-in on, you can actually see stuff on the floor. It'll say, like, the high alch price and everything. If the high alch price is, pretty good, just start high alching items. I've noticed you can do, like, what you're supposed to do is attack, high alch, attack, high alch. If you want to train magic too, while you're like passively just do magic and get some passive income from stuff you're high alching. But yeah, don't forget about the rune pouch and while you have that. And again, once you have everything all set up, once you go to your next task, you just left click your Karamja Gloves 3. You come to the basement here. Oh, look at this. You just meander your way on over here. And yeah, I like I said, Slayer to me, I'm only level 75 Slayer. Of course, I have dreams of being like 94 Slayer and all that. But yeah, this is just my advanced guide on how I do Slayer, you know what I mean? So I really hope you guys take some stuff into consideration here. I actually, I left there was a grimy irid on the ground back there. I should have picked that up and put it in my herb sack. But, yeah, no, so basically, yeah, I hope this guide, helps if you guys, have no understanding of Slayer whatsoever, you know what I mean? So, of course, this is a guide for wealthy, well-off players, I guess. Of course, disclaimer, I will say you can bring just about anything into the Slayer pits, and the Slayer helm is just, it's a pretty big buff with if you imbue it. So, oh man, anyways, yep. Oh, imbuing the Slayer helm, by the way, guys, go to the Embers Arena and just get an imbue scroll. It takes like 2 minutes. Alrighty, well, I think that's it for this guide, fellas. So yeah, anyways, hope that gives y'all brighter insight on how to actually do Slayer and RuneScape. Anyways, love y'all. Peace out.